I do not dye my hair, but I love when that attack comes out because it's just, why do you have to turn to ad hominem attacks? Discuss the issue.
So why are you getting all these attacks all of a sudden? Not that you're a stranger to it, I'm sure.
You know, when you stand up for something you believe in, if people don't like it, they attack you. And certainly in the age of the internet, there are people who will do that. I'm getting a lot of that hate and everything because I decided to join up as an ICE officer. Now I'm probably going to be an honorary ICE officer. I'm 59 years old. I'm probably not going to be the guy out there running around and rounding up people who are here illegally and starting with the worst of the worst, the criminals. But I am a trained law enforcement officer. I've been a deputy sheriff and a reserve police officer for close to a decade now, and I qualify every year, and I do all my training and do all that stuff. But I'm standing up because it's the right thing to do. Just when they started the defund the police movement back in the day is when I joined up and became a police officer, because these are wonderful, patriotic Americans who are there to serve and protect everybody. I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. They don't care. They're there to preserve law and order and keep citizens safe. And that's the most important thing you can do. I think serving others in that way. So my decision to join ICE came out because I did a video to support recruitment for ICE, a $50,000 signing bonus, student loan forgiveness, great retirement benefits, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, because we need great ICE agents and officers out there doing their job. And so I said, you know what, I'll put that out there. And the way I worded it, I guess I wasn't clear enough. It made everybody think that I actually joined ICE. And then it got out there and people were like, just went bananas that I joined ICE. And then I was speaking to some folks over at ICE and I said, you know what, let's do it. Let's do it. I'd love to come on and I'll stand shoulder to shoulder with our men and women of law enforcement and ICE and Homeland Security and say, they're doing the right thing. I'm standing up. You should stand up too if you believe in this. And I think most people do believe in it. That's why President Trump was elected. It was one of his tentpole campaign promises, and he's cleaned up the border. It's secure as can be, and he's going to clean out some of these up to 20 million unvetted, undocumented, illegal immigrants that the last administration let in.
So if you're out in the field with some ICE agents, would you wear a mask, as some of them are being forced to do these days?
I would not. I'm out and proud. So it's clear who I am, and I know it makes me a target. My parents don't like that. I don't want to be a target, but good Samaritans stand up. Daniel Penny stood up and protected people on the subway. He got vilified for it. Dan Bongino left a 5 million plus a year job to go step up with the FBI and do what's right for Americans. There, you look at that situation in Cincinnati just recently. Good Samaritans didn't step up when this crowd was beating upon these people, knocking a woman out, cleaning coal. A man doing that, throw the book at his ass. Pardon my French, but that stuff is not okay. And we need to make examples of those people and say this is not going to be tolerated anymore in this country. And it has been for a while. Police officers have been vilified. ICE agents have been vilified, and they shouldn't be because they're real American patriots and heroes.
Well, yeah. How does that make you feel when you see that, especially from politicians? With
It's
things
disgusting.
that they've been saying about ICE
It's
agents.
absolutely disgusting. Here's a great example. This is hysterical to me. But Jared Moskowitz, he made this mistake. Jared, you stepped in it yourself, pal. I said that I was joining ICE, and he had to respond. A $50,000 signing bonus is the biggest signing bonus Dean Cain's ever gotten in his career. So, he's making fun of ICE agents. He's trying to make fun of me, and absolutely nothing to do, an ad hominem attack on me. Just like most of the attacks on me online aren't about the substance of what I'm trying to do or why I'm stepping up for ICE. It becomes personal, and that he dyes his hair, they post a fat picture, they do whatever they can to make you look terrible, and they attack you personally instead of the argument that you're making. I find it crazy. But when Jared Moskowitz did that, I said, this is a sitting U.S. congressman. This is a person who writes laws in this country, and he's vilifying and demeaning law enforcement. That's insane. The ICE is not Gestapo. They're not modern day Gestapo. You're here already illegally. You've created a problem. You know it. It's not like people don't know. If you're an American citizen, if I'm standing there, you and I are standing outside, Subway or Home Depot, whatever it is. If ICE jumped out of there, the jump out boys jump out to get people. I'm not running. You're not running. Anybody who's a legal citizen here, they're not running. You haven't done anything wrong. got no problem. And the ones who run get swept up, and they're running because they have a reason to run, and that makes it suspicious.